Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Dallas, Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, let's dive deep into what might be one of the most explosive rumors to hit the NFL this season, and it involves none other than Nick Bosa, the dominant edge rusher from the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, you heard right. There's talk circulating that the 49ers might be ready to pull the trigger on a blockbuster trade, sending Bosa to the Dallas Cowboys. That's right, a trade that could reshape the entire NFC landscape and elevate the Cowboys into serious Super Bowl contenders. But why would San Francisco consider such a move? And what would Dallas have to give up? Well, let's break this down because this is serious business and it could be a game changer for both teams. First off, let's talk about the context. The 49ers are currently 3-4, and despite having a roster packed with talent, they are struggling on defense, which was supposed to be their strength. Right now, they're leaking points, giving up an average of 28 points per game, and their defense has become a concern for head coach Kyle Shanahan. The issues are not just on the scoreboard, but also on the line of scrimmage. The offensive line, which was supposed to be a strength, has allowed a staggering 30 sacks so far this season, crippling their QB play and disrupting their offensive rhythm. And that's not even counting the secondary, which is now looking to rebuild after some recent struggles, especially with the quarterback play of Brock Purdy, who's been underwhelming lately with a QB rating of just 78.5. It's clear they're in a bit of a rebuild mode, and they're looking to stockpile young talent, especially on defense, to turn things around. Now, enter Nick Bosa. This guy has been a force of nature since he entered the league. He's not just a good player, he's an elite, game-wrecking, all-world talent. Since 2019, Bosa has been recognized as an All-Pro, and he's consistently been among the most disruptive pass rushers in the NFL. His burst off the line, his ability to beat blockers with speed and power, and his relentless motor make him a nightmare for offensive lines. In 2025, even with a brief stint on injured reserve due to a calf strain, Bosa managed to rack up 35 pressures and 6 sacks in just 7 games. That's incredible production, especially considering the injury setback. His advanced stats are just as impressive, a PFF grade of 88. 4, an EPA per rush of -0.18, and a total of 11 tackles for loss. It's no wonder he's been compared to some of the best disruptors in the game, like Myles Garrett, with a career total of 78 sacks and 18 forced fumbles to his name. And here's the kicker, Bosa's impact extends beyond just raw stats. His presence on the field elevates the entire defense. When healthy, he's been responsible for over 480 tackles and 78 sacks in his career, and he's a major reason why the 49ers' pass rush has been so inconsistent this season. Without him, their defense has lost a significant part of its identity. For the Cowboys, acquiring Bosa would be a massive upgrade, especially given their current pass rush struggles. They've only registered 12 sacks in 7 games, which is far below expectations, and their defense, while generally solid, has lacked that game-changing edge rusher to consistently pressure opposing quarterbacks. So, what's the potential deal? Reports suggest that the 49ers are willing to part ways with Bosa in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-round pick in 2027. Now, that might seem like a steep price, but given Bosa's talent and the fact that he's only 29 years old, could be a worthwhile investment for the Cowboys. Especially when you consider their salary cap situation. They have around $31 million in cap space, giving them the flexibility to absorb Bosa's hefty contract and still make other moves to bolster the roster. For San Francisco, the idea is to collect assets that can help rebuild their offensive line and secondary, which are areas of concern right now. They also want cap space to extend key players like Ayuk, whose deal could hit around $25 million annually, so trading Bosa makes sense from a rebuilding perspective, even if it's a tough pill to swallow for the 49ers fan base. Now, let's analyze what this could mean for the Cowboys. Dallas is currently sitting at 2-5, and their defense has been underperforming, ranking near the bottom in sacks. The team desperately needs an infusion of talent on the edge to complement Micah Parsons, who's been their bright spot this season with 7 sacks in 2025. Imagine Bosa lining up next to Parsons. The duo would form one of the most feared pass-rushing tandems in the league. It's a move that could instantly transform their pass rush, creating more pressure, forcing more turnovers, and ultimately helping their struggling defense climb out of the cellar. With Bosa, the Cowboys could see their pressures increase by nearly 48, and sacks per game could jump from 1.7 to around 4. One which would be a game changer. This would not only boost their pass rush, currently ranked 25th in sacks, but also improve their run defense, which allows over 4 yards per carry. Bosa's ability to disrupt plays at the line of scrimmage would force opponents into difficult third-and-long situations, giving the secondary a better chance to succeed. The impact on turnovers could be significant, with the potential for plus 14 turnovers caused by forced fumbles and interceptions, turning close games into wins. Furthermore, Bosa's addition would give the Cowboys a much-needed boost in the NFC East, a division that's been highly competitive this year. The Eagles, their biggest rivals, have looked formidable, but Dallas could now match or even surpass them with this kind of defensive upgrade. Historically, trades for elite pass rushers like this have often shifted playoff odds significantly. Think about the Bears acquiring Khalil Mack in 2018. That trade instantly made them a serious playoff contender, and Bosa could do the same for Dallas. Bookmakers have already started adjusting their Super Bowl odds, with the Cowboys moving from plus 8,000 to plus 3,500. That's a massive jump, and it shows how much faith the betting markets are placing on the potential of Bosa transforming this team into a true contender. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Cowboys have been known for their resilience and ability to adapt, especially under head coach Mike McCarthy. Adding a player like Bosa isn't just about boosting sacks. It's about changing the entire identity of the defense. It's about creating a mentality where opposing quarterbacks are constantly under threat, where offensive lines are second-guessing every protection call. It's about instilling a culture of relentless pressure, something that has been somewhat missing this season. With Parsons and Bosa rushing from opposite edges, quarterbacks would have nowhere to hide, and that could open up opportunities for the secondary to create turnovers and for the offense to capitalize on short fields. And speaking of the offense, the improvement in the defense would also help Dak Prescott. He's had a solid year with an 84, 6 PFF grade and over 200 passing yards, but he's been under pressure at times, especially in critical moments. With Bosa creating havoc, Prescott would have more time to execute and find his receivers in those short, quick routes that the Cowboys have relied on. Plus, the secondary, which has been dealing with injuries to Wilson and Clark, would benefit from the added pressure up front, making their jobs easier and reducing the big plays they've been giving up. Now, let's look at the playoff picture. The addition of Bosa could push the Cowboys' odds of reaching the Super Bowl from a long shot to a real contender. Bookmakers now see the Cowboys as having a plus 3,500 chance, which is a significant improvement from earlier in the season. Historically, teams that make bold trades for top-tier talent at midseason often find themselves in the mix come playoff time. Think about the Burns trade from the Panthers last year. It was a move that was initially questioned, but it paid dividends, helping Carolina reach the playoffs and even win a game. Bosa could be that same kind of catalyst for Dallas, fueling a postseason run that could culminate in a Super Bowl appearance. Looking even further ahead, this trade could mark the beginning of a new era for the Cowboys. It's reminiscent of the 90s when the team built around their dominant triplets, Aikman, Smith, and Irvin. But now, it's about creating a new core of elite talent on defense. Bosa, paired with Parsons, could be the cornerstone of a dynastic defense, capable of dictating terms against any team in the league. It also signals Dallas's commitment to winning now, not just rebuilding. They're willing to make bold moves and pay the price for a shot at the ultimate prize. It's a bold statement in the NFL landscape and one that could redefine their franchise for years to come. And of course, the fans are buzzing, and rightfully so. This kind of trade isn't just about adding a star. It's about sending a message to the league that the Cowboys are all in for a Super Bowl push. The potential to reshape the NFC playoff picture and challenge teams like the Eagles or even the 49ers in the postseason makes this storyline even more compelling. Fans are dreaming of a defense that strikes fear into opponents, of a team that can dominate both sides of the ball, and of a return to the glory days of the 90s when the Cowboys ruled the league. But let's not forget, there are still hurdles. The trade is not official yet, and the 49ers might be hesitant to part ways with their star pass rusher unless the offer is compelling enough. The price tag, though steep, could be worth it for Dallas if Bosa can stay healthy and continue his elite level of play. The impact on the locker room, the chemistry, and the team's overall structure will also be factors to watch. But if the trade happens, and all signs point to it being a real possibility, the Cowboys could be on the verge of something special, a new era of dominance rooted in a relentless pass rush led by Parsons and Bosa. In conclusion, this trade rumor isn't just a fleeting story, it's a potential game changer. It's about the Cowboys making a bold statement, about seizing the moment and pushing their chips to the center of the table. Whether it's Bosa's elite pass-rushing ability, his impact on the defense, or the message it sends to the rest of the league, one thing is clear. Dallas is aiming high, and they're not afraid to make history. The NFC East, the playoff race, and the entire NFL landscape could look very different in the coming weeks if this deal goes through. So stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and we'll be here every step of the way to bring you the latest updates and analysis. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Bosa could be the missing piece that finally pushes Dallas over the top? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in the star on Sunday? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news and let's keep this conversation going. This is a team on the rise, and with moves like this, the future looks incredibly bright. Thanks for watching, and as always, Cowboys Nation, stay passionate, stay loud, and let's keep dreaming big.